Millicent Patrick is not a name that most people recognize, and she was never supposed to disappear into history. Before she became the woman behind one of the most iconic movie monsters of all time, she was an artist, an animator, an actress, a designer, and most importantly, one of the first women to fight her way into male-driven Hollywood special effects industry. Born in 1915, Millicent Patrick lived a life that already sounded cinematic before she ever touched a monster design. As a child, after her parents separated, she traveled the world with her mother. She spent time in Europe studying art and sculpture, developing an eye for anatomy, movement, and beauty that would later show up in the most unexpected place imaginable: a monster suit. She eventually attended the Cuisinart Art Institute in California, the same legendary art school that helped shape generations of Disney artists and eventually became part of Cal Arts. At a time when women were expected to stay in the background, Millicent pushed forward anyways. She worked as one of the first female animators at the Walt Disney Company during the 1940s, contributing to films during the golden age of animation. She also worked as an illustrator, a model, and even briefly appeared on camera in Hollywood productions. But her real legacy would come a little later, inside the monster shop at Universal Pictures. That's where she became part of the team behind Creature from the Black Lagoon. Released in 1954, the film introduced audiences to something unforgettable. A creature that was elegant, terrifying, and almost human. Not just another monster, a design that felt alive. The scales, the webbed hands, the fish-like texture, they strangely emotional eyes. The creature wasn't built like a mindless beast. It felt ancient, lonely, almost tragic. And much of that visual identity came from Millicent Patrick's design work and sculptural influence of what became known as the Gill-man. That's the Creature from the Black Lagoon's real name. But here's the part that stayed buried for decades. When the studio realized that audiences were fascinated by the beauty who created the beast, Millicent was sent on a publicity tour across America. Newspapers loved her, fans loved her. People were shocked that a woman helped create one of the scariest creatures in movie history. But behind the scenes, that attention reportedly created resentment inside the studio system. The head of Universal's makeup department, Bud Westmore, allegedly became furious that she was receiving public recognition for the creature's design. And suddenly, the spotlight disappeared. Millicent was pushed out. Her contributions were minimized. Her name slowly faded from the history books while the creature became immortal. Oh man, I don't know. I finished painting the creature and Millicent Patrick, the creator of the creature. But then I had this idea to add bubbles to tie everything together. And I don't know if it's going to be too much. I don't know. The struggles of being an artist, right? If you don't do enough, then it just looks unfinished. If you do too much, it looks like crap too. I don't know. This is a tough one. I don't know. It feels a little more important than the rest of them. I feel like a strange kinship to Miss Patrick and her creation. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do what Millicent did. I'm gonna full send it. We're going in, we're doing the fucking bubbles. Let's do it, fuck it. For years, people celebrated the monster without knowing the artist behind it. And that's exactly why I chose to paint her instead of only painting the creature. Because honestly, everybody paints the creature. Everybody knows the claws, the teeth, the scales rising out of the black water. But almost nobody knows the woman whose imagination helped bring him to life. This painting isn't just about horror history, it's about giving credit back to someone who helped shape an entire visual language of monsters, science fiction, and creature design, and then got erased from the story. The creature became legendary, but Millicent Patrick became invisible. And there's something poetic about that, because Creature from the Black Lagoon is scary, yeah, but it wasn't just about fear. It was more about isolation and being misunderstood, and about being seen as strange or different. So, in a way, that became Millicent's story as well. Because real artists leave fingerprints behind whether history decides to remember them or not. Let's think about it. Every underwater horror film, every artist obsessed with practical effects and classic monsters, every modern creature design inspired by the Gill-man or inspired by something inspired by the Gill-man still carries pieces of her artwork and her fingerprints inside of it. Today, Millicent Patrick is finally being remembered as not just a footnote, but as a pioneer. A woman who carved her name into monster history in an era that tried its hardest to keep her out of it. And long after the studio politics faded away, her creature survived. And so did her legacy. Big thanks to all the women out there like Miss Millicent Patrick, who have done amazing things and have been lost to time. Thank you very much. And to the women out there who feel that they're still invisible, we see you. Keep doing what you're doing. We need you. Thank you. Hey guys, I'm CJ Arazi from the Vintage Tattoo Shop in Orlando, Florida. Thank you so much for watching. If you would, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, maybe like, share, click around, watch a few more videos, watch some shorts, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.